How's it going, fellow Detroit Red Wings fans? Today we are talking about our top prospect, a player who is following a similar path to a Red Wing legend, and that looks ready and primed to tear up the NHL. Oh yes, I'm talking about the big German machine, Moritz Seider. He currently plays for the Rögle BK Hockey Club in SHL, Sweden's top level of hockey that is similar to the AHL in America. He currently has 5 goals, 19 assists for 24 points in 31 games played, with a plus-minus of +34. Okay, so I think a lot of people know Seider is good, but I really don't think people know how good. So let's start out with the stats for him in the league. Of all under 20 players in the league, forwards and defense, Seider has the most points with 24 points in 31 games played. The next best player is fellow Red Wing prospect Lucas Raymond with 18 points in 32 games played. Of the league in total, so players who are men and much older and more experienced than Seider, he sits 43rd in points for all players, 8th in points for defensemen, and one of those defensemen is his defensive partner. So you can see he has been an offensive force in the SHL so far this season, and it only gets better. Of the 7 players ahead of him in points, only one averaged less time on ice, which means most of the time these guys were playing much more in their games than Seider was. Also, of the 7 players, only one averaged more points per game than Seider, and he is 28 years old. So even of the men, the kids in the SHL, only one other defenseman has produced more offense per game than Seider has. And the Red Wing legend I was talking about was Nicholas Lindstrom. Now, I'm not saying he's going to be the next Lindstrom. Seider would have a lot more to prove before he comes near the perfect human or even being considered in the same league as him. But it's worth taking note that Seider already has more points than Lindstrom had when he was 19 years old playing in the SHL, and by a fair margin. Like I said, Seider had 24 points in 31 games played. Lindstrom had 16 points in 39 games played that season. So yeah, Seider is really good. And the thing that makes this all the more amazing is that Seider isn't even considered an offensive defenseman. His draft year, people considered him to be a great shutdown defenseman with the potential to be able to chip in on the offensive sometimes. Which basically means that while he is really good in the offensive zone, he's just that good in the defensive zone. Seider also owns the second best plus-minus in all of the SHL. Only his defensive partner has a better plus-minus. In conclusion, not only is Seider good, but he will be an absolute force to be reckoned with. Between breaking up plays in our defensive zone, to laying out opposing players, to putting the puck in the back of the net, Seider is just in a league of his own. How well will he do when he laces up the skates for the Red Wings, most likely next season? Who knows? The ice is a different size, the playing style is different, you just don't know. But if I was betting money, I would say he's going to tear up the NHL. What do you think of Seider? Let me know down in the comments. Until next time, lights out in the red light district.